I mean, it doesn't take away that human factor. You still think, but what AI does is it amplifies, builders who understand systems. You understand?
Yeah.
You use AI better as a tool when you actually understand what you're doing. So AI doesn't replace developers, unlike what most persons are actually concerned about. Rather, it exposes who actually understands what they are building.
Hello, viewers. This is Webstage TV. This is a platform where we spotlight on the lifestyle, the challenges, the wins of creators, of captains of industries, of professionals, where they share their real-time experiences, how they grind it live. Like I always say, this is not a platform where somebody will be coming by foot to a lecture venue to teach you how to become a billionaire. This is a platform for real stories by real creators for real growth. And today, by the special grace of Almighty God, we have in our midst Mr. Kenechukwu. Mr. Kenechukwu, you are welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nestor, and good afternoon. Can you hear me now?
I'm hearing you, yeah.
Okay, I said good afternoon, Mr. Nestor. Thank you
Yeah,
for having me here.
all right,
I'm really excited to be here to share this stage with you today.
all right. So, Mr. Kenechukwu, where are you joining us from?
Okay, I'm joining live from the city of Enugu.
Okay,
Here in Enugu State currently.
okay,
Yeah.
all right. So, can you briefly introduce yourself to our viewers? Formal introduction to our viewers.
Okay, sure. So I'm Kenechukwu Malo. A front-end engineer and a product builder. So I focus on designing and building scalable digital products, especially learning platforms and AI-assisted platforms, systems. So over time, I've moved from just building user interfaces to really thinking about systems, how products work, you understand, how
Right.
they scale, how they actually solve meaningful problems. So I'm actually involved in training and mentoring upcoming developers. Thank you.
All right. So can you briefly, tell us about your journey? What, inspired you? What prompted you, to go into this field of your endeavor? What's your inspiration? What and how did it all start?
Okay, my journey, should I say, is an interesting or So I started out with front end. I started out with front end web development, and then I realized that UI is not the product. You understand? UI is user interface, so it's not the product. So what I did is I moved into product thinking and system thinking. You understand? So I now focus on platforms like learning management systems, AI tools, and real world usability, not just code. So it's not just about writing code for me. So I moved from just building interfaces as a front end engineer, just the code, to now designing systems that actually solve problems at scale. So that's actually my journey.
All right. Talking about scalability in today's context, what does it really mean? You know,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so scalability, when we talk about scalability, I mean, many people seem to think scalability just means handling more users. But I actually find that funny because scalability, means systems that grow without breaking experience. So this includes, the tech, which is the architecture. This includes users, users in terms of onboarding, usability, and all of that. Then you now have operations. Many people also forget that part. Operations. Now, under these operations, we talk about automation, workflows, etc. You understand? So if your product can grow but your experience degrades, then it is not scalable.
All right. Mr. Kenechukwu, can you tell us, you know, common mistakes that, founders make while trying to scale these days? Can you highlight some of their mistakes?
Okay. This is actually a very interesting, question. We have technical founders, we have non-technical founders. But I think the common mistakes most founders make in common is scaling too early. That is one. You're already trying to scale before product market fits. You understand? Some even scale without even validating the need for their products. You understand? They haven't even done market validation. Then another issue is over engineering. Instead of trying to solve core problems, instead of just trying to, okay, this is what the idea is about, instead of just coming out to try and solve core problems, they already have engineering. You should have this, you should have this, you should have this. They are more feature focused. You understand? They build features instead of systems that will actually help users, and again they ignore user behavior. You're just at home, you have this brilliant idea that, okay, if I build out this tool, people are going to use it to do this and do that, and you haven't even validated anything, and you just go straight to engineering. So many founders fail. They try to scale code, you understand, before they even validate value. So most founders are not selling value, they are just trying to sell code and tools, and that's the errors they make.
All right. So, we are in AI era. So, can you tell us, the impact of
Yeah.
artificial intelligence in, modern software development? You know,
Okay. A lot of people are still in denial, funny enough. I mean, AI is here. AI is now part of the development track. That is just the truth. Whether you want it or not, you understand, AI is here to stay. So AI changes speed, AI changes decision making, AI changes problem solving. You understand? So, but it doesn't replace thinking. Most people now use AI to think. AI is doing the work, or the logical this thing, which I mean, it doesn't take away that human factor. You still think, but what AI does is it amplifies builders who understand systems. You understand?
yeah,
You use AI better as a tool when you actually understand what you're doing. So AI doesn't replace developers, unlike what most persons are actually concerned about. Rather, it exposes who actually understands what they are building. I mean, you are as good as your code. You understand? You
yeah.
are technically as sound as the code you write. So, and same way, the AI is just garbage in, garbage out. You understand? If you provide vague prompts, it's going to give you vague responses, and you're just going to do rubbish that is going to still fail at the end with it. But if you know what you're doing, you're definitely.
All right. So, can you name some practical ways, developer can start by using AI?
Okay. I think, yeah. We use AI for debugging. Debugging your code base, which is basically trying to identify errors. You understand? Trying to identify errors in your code. You use AI to debug and fix those errors. That is one. We also use AI in architecture suggestions. You understand? You can throw in a very brilliant idea and watch AI do the work. Architecture suggestion. Okay, if it is done this way, it will be good. If it is done this way, you understand. It's just really helps a lot right now. And also, in terms of code acceleration, that is heavy lifting. So, but it is still strictly for those that know what they are doing. If you know what you're doing, you understand, with good prompts and everything, AI can do the heavy lifting and saves you, about 70% or 80% of time spent on writing codes manually. So, but the thing is, you always have to verify output. You understand? And then you have to use AI as a thinking partner and not a crutch. So don't just prompt and prompt and prompt, but go ahead to always interrogate the output.
All right. You see, I would have asked, but I think you have answered that question. If AI is coming to replace, the work of developers, but I think
Okay.
you have touched that on the surface. I don't know if maybe you elaborate more on, really the work of AI
Okay.
because yeah, that is there. AI have not come to replace because a lot of people really because me, I have little understanding about web development, and I know that there are a lot of things.
Yeah.
AI can give you design, for instance, but it cannot really go into search engine optimization, and all the rest. So it can give you keys on how to do it, but it is really you. I know that
Yes.
you have to do it by yourself. So can you really, elaborate more on that?
Okay, so this is actually a very interesting part. You understand?
Yeah,
So AI versus developers. I mean, AI is not replacing developers in any way. You understand? It's just an evolution. I mean, change is constant. Do you understand?
yeah,
We're still going to get to the point where I think we might even get past AI. Like no one knows. I mean, who even knows that we'll get to the point of AI? That's how. So it is just an evolution. But what AI has done is that it has given developers more time and to become product thinkers. You understand? They become system designers, they become decision makers. So not just outputting large volume of code, just writing code, all of you understand. So it gives developers more time to think, more time to design their system properly, more decision making ability. So the role is actually shifting from writing code to now, like orchestrating systems. That's what AI is doing, and not replacing developers.
all right. For aspiring developers, you know, what
Okay.
skills will you advise them to, focus more on learning, so that they will become a better, developers in this contemporary, world we are living in?
Okay. Thank you. I think every aspiring developer out there should most of us made the mistake. Our interest that time was just starting with code, know how to write code, understand syntaxes and all of that, you understand. But no, for now, aspiring developers, I think they should focus more on problem solving. You understand? Don't just say, like most developers will say, my own is give me, just tell me what you want and I'll build it out. Do you understand? They're just, all about building, writing code and everything, So I will advise aspiring developers, be more of a problem solver, be more of a system thinker. Another one which we often neglect is communication. I mean, learn how to communicate. That is one. And also ability to learn fast. I think these are just the core um skills that I will advise upcoming developers to actually learn. So understand real world use cases and not just understanding how to just write code, syntaxes and all of that. So always tie what you're building to real world use cases.
All right. Talking about the sometimes you see the base people that can do certain things very well still going hungry. So talking about positioning, how can
Okay.
somebody that is very good in software development positions himself or herself for real world opportunities?
Okay, thank you. You see, this is even tied to, my advice to aspiring developers. You see, most of these competent developers, you see, they are just good with, writing codes. You understand? They are good in building out, you understand, engineering, but they are not really good in, building proof or showing that, what they are building has real world use cases. You can see someone's portfolio or GitHub, commits upon commits of code and all of that, but those apps or websites or has never even been tested. You understand? So to position yourself better as a developer, I think you don't need to just chase jobs. You understand? Build proof that you actually solve systems. I mean, show that, let your project show that you understand what users want. Let your project show thinking. You understand? Show problem solving abilities. This is what these startup founders, CEOs, and entrepreneurs are looking for. Who is going to help me solve this problem? And not just I build websites. You understand? So, I mean, instead of saying I build websites, you understand? Okay, now you're going to help this person increase visibility by doing this and this and this. Tell the person the problem you're trying to solve and not just I build website. The person might not even see the need for a website or an application or anything, but tell the person that with the visibility you're going to get from websites and the conversion rate and all of this. So it's all about positioning yourself better. I mean, don't chase job, build proof and problem solving ability. So opportunities don't always go to the most skilled. You understand? They go to those who are visible and relevant, who actually tie what they are building to real world use cases.
All right. Okay. Apart from the AI, internet
Yeah,
as a whole, what is the
yeah.
role of the internet in web development? Or what importance or what benefit or what does the internet contribute to, software development? We're in the era of internet now, so everything is on the net. So are you,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay, so internet is one system or platform that shouldn't even be neglected for any reason. I mean, before this wave of AI and everything, you understand, the bulk of research and everything you do as a developer, you go to the internet. You understand? You go to internet, you do your research, you try to find out, because almost for everything you're building, somehow or in some way, someone has actually thought of it, or someone has built it, or that kind of this thing. So the internet is first a major place for research. It's also a major place for visibility. I mean, how do you now show what you're building without the internet? Do you understand? So these are just one of the few vital roles that the internet is playing for us web developers. You understand? And these systems and apps and stuff that we build and all of it, so are all hooked up to the internet. You understand? For accessibility, that's actually the general assessing platform for everybody, which unites all of this which we build.
all right. So, Mr. Kenechukwu, thank you for, coming to our show. Do you have shout out to make to anybody?
Well, yeah, actually, I love what you're doing, Mr. Nestor. This
Right,
is
thank you.
a very great job you're doing. So, and so the shout out goes to you
Thank
first
you.
of all, the
Yeah,
anchor of this program,
yeah,
and then to your amazing viewers who I know when when they come across this video, they are, I hope they definitely gain something from it.
okay.
So,
Okay,
thank you.
so Mr. Kenichi, for somebody that wants to reach you, what are your social media handles? You know,
Okay. Yeah, my most prominent social media handle is LinkedIn,
yeah,
which is how we connected.
yeah,
So just search me up on LinkedIn, Kenechukwu Maria Malo. Drop a message, connection request or anything, and will attend to your messages, and we can connect, we can collaborate, we can work on anything. And yeah.
All right. Mr. Kenechukwu, thank you so much for coming to my show. We appreciate. I believe that,
Thank you very much, Mr. Nestor.
all right. I believe as time goes on, we will still have time to reconnect and share more on your profession.
Sure, no problem, no problem. Anytime, just feel free to reach out, and I will always find a way to clear my schedule so that we can have interesting conversations,
All right.
around this. Thank you very much.
All right.
Keep doing the good work.
All right. Thank you very much for coming. Right. This is Webstage
All
TV.
right.
I'm Nestor Obinna, host. Keep listening, keep sharing. This is a platform you never regret. You know, every single episode you watch, you have plenty of lessons to learn. Thank you all for watching.